Conspiracy Barber here. Hey. And we're going to look at the sky because there's chemtrails about. And we just had a maximum solar flare event. Now check out the sky. You can't tell me that we're not being harped at the moment. The amount of chemtrails have been spraying all day set the atmosphere up for something. Combine that with the solar flare, well, something's cooking. The solar flare compresses the electromagnetic field of the planet, which also compresses basically your aura or your energy field. And so what happens next is you get all this extra pressure on your brain and your nervous system and stuff. People start going crazy. Statistics about solar flares tell us that there's always a spike in violent crimes, arrests, divorces, breakups and the likes. Wars, suicides. So, and it's a full moon tonight, so look out. Don't know what to expect. And then you've got HAARP on top of that. Yeah, this is not natural, not a normal sunset. You don't get that kind of cloud and only a few kilometres away, totally different cloud. It's a bit bizarre, that's for sure. And this is just the start of it. Another 12 months or so of these flares, I reckon. Can be quite regular. We get a big whopper. It has the potential to black out satellites and fuse your iPod and your computer. People go crazy. Could even give us a pole shift. We get such a pulse it might flip the magnetics of the Earth. Anything's possible. So if all the stuff goes out, that means automatic doors don't open, ATMs don't work, banks won't open, supermarket won't open. So hopefully, you're prepared. Because if you're not prepared, you're going to have very friendly neighbours who are well prepared. Well, they'll be just as unprepared as you, and that just spells doom and gloom and disaster because you'll be starving to death within 3 or 4 days. So, be aware of solar flares. They're out there. You're looking at the result of one today. Now these chemtrails are spraying up there, they're getting worse and worse and worse. It's unbelievable. Why would they be spraying a remote area like this all the time? It makes you wonder. They're setting the whole place up for something. 10.5 million tonnes a year they're dumping into the atmosphere. Barium salts, aluminium oxide, mycoplasma, funguses, you name it. Out-of-date pharmaceuticals, anything that's going to make you sick, dumbed down, controlled, and the likes. They're using it. All that stops before, 2012, 21st of December. No one knows what's going to happen. It's all guesswork at the moment, but something's bound to happen, even if not in your face. Some sort of cosmic something will be happening. Now the chemtrails could be put up there to stop this cosmic influence from coming through to us. It's all possible. That's some unusual cloud there. That cloud's like bleeding into itself. I hope the camera can pick it up. Very unusual. Yeah, so the chemtrails are putting up basically a giant sunscreen above us. Alright, and no one gave permission to do it, to stop global warming. Well, if you understand global warming, it ain't stopping it, it's increasing it. It's causing droughts, floods, extreme weather conditions, because once you start playing with the atmosphere, you can start controlling it. let's face it, the Yanks have said we'll totally own the weather by 2020, and this is all the practice runs. Let's hope they get it right and it becomes, you know, paradise and there's no more cyclones, hurricanes, etc. But that's not the case. When they say control the weather, they mean use it as a weapon. He who controls Mother Nature controls the harvest, you know, the sowing of the crops, basically the whole food chain. You can drought them, starve them, flood them, hurricane them. Oh, it's Mother Nature, it's global warming. Well, you can swallow that, and their GM food. But something's amiss. These cosmic influences from the planets lining up and where everything's happening, they might be well sunscreening the cosmic influences out so that we can't evolve consciously. This is what all the talk's about, you know, oh, a new golden era where consciousness will, you know, and everything will be right and true and all will be, you know, love and bliss and light. Well, maybe they're blocking all that out. And the chemtrails are actually a sunscreen to stop spiritual evolvement. All very possible. It's a nice sunset anyway. Good visuals. But it might be highly toxic chemical soup we're actually looking at. I'll close it one more time. Really check out those clouds just bleeding down. Well, that's not normal. That's not normal cloud behaviour at all. Clouds don't bleed. Oh, here's a classic there. I hope the camera's getting that. It's just totally changing. I'm just going to have to film this for a few more minutes, I think. It's just too good. Classic example of chemtrails. Residue right across the sky. The sunset picking it up. Like everywhere else is flooding south of here, and we're as dry as can be. Dams are full, but the ground's sucked dry. Look, like bloody concrete. Ground's sucked dry, and everywhere else is in flood. And we're getting chemtrails sprayed above us all the time. There's got to be a link. Has to be a link. As our ship sinks slowly in the... No, as the sun sinks slowly in the west, we'll head back and try to digest dinner. Conspiracy Barber signing off.